Hey, what's going on, boys? It's your man back for another figure review, and today we finally have something that I've been looking for, trying to get my grubby hands on for a very long time. Here we have the Stern Pinball Crate exclusive shredder. Now, I haven't been trying to get this specific shredder for a very long time, but I have just been looking for any sort of decent shredder that's not the Turtles in Time one that I can actually display with my normal figures. And what I figured is this is the one I can do. I found the crate complete in my size for around $80, so I decided to purchase because the shredder alone sells for more than that. And the shirt is cool, so it's a worthy investment. And the Krang hat is kind of sick. I like that. So getting into the figure here, we'll get a nice little close-up on some of the details. The paint and sculpt on this guy is very good. The paint, all it really is, there's not much, but there's the nice metallic paints all over these, I guess, armor pieces. All the more metally pieces on him have this nice shiny metallic. And the paint on the arms, there's a nice, it looks like there's a wash of some kind to give it a nice natural kind of skin tone. To me, it looks a little orangey, but I'm not sure. Just a little bit tan. And then looking through the rest here, the sculpt is pretty decent, but it is kind of basic. I'm pretty sure these legs are the exact same as the foot soldier. Let me make sure it's in frame. All these legs are the same as the foot soldier. And I believe everything but the, like, from this part up is new. For a shredder, at least. So, looking at the figure here, I really like it. I think there's a lot of good detail on the figure. And QC-wise, I got quite lucky. Like, you can see the eyes aren't too bad. The only problem is, I guess when they're putting this overlay on, it didn't line up right, so it's a little bit gappy here, and you can see a little bit of the glue. But when you have his arm down, you can't even tell. And the cape, too, the cape makes it look decent. And speaking of the cape, we do have a nice cloth cape here, no bendy wire or anything, which I don't think it really needs. Shredder is more of a, well, I feel like it could have used a bendy wire, but he's more of a just stand there character. Like, in the show, the most you'll probably get from him is running away. Like, he doesn't really do a lot of action, which is my one gripe, I'd say, for the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. Shredder really isn't seen as a threat. Like, usually he'll come in with Bebop and Rocksteady, and they'll say something stupid like, we gotta get this device, and then the Ninja Turtles will just smoke him one real quick. Which I get it's because it's a cartoon, but still, I feel like my boy Shredder needs some more respect. Put some respect on him. So, excuse me. Now, we'll move over to more of the sculpting. I'm a big fan of the way these shoulder, or I guess wrist, arm spikes look. There's a lot of nice detail on them, and a lot of very good, like, scratching work all put in. I can't really tell if you can see, but it's all over every piece. All the shoulder pads have them, the wrists, even the hands a little bit have it on there. The shin guards, everything. And with this nice shiny paint, it's almost like it doesn't need a wash, because it all sticks out and you can see it really well, which I really do like the look of this figure. It is one of the only, I guess, shiny figures I have in my cartoon display, so it's going to stick out like that. But I feel like if anyone were to have it, it would be Shredder. So now, moving over to the articulation, which is not actually that crazy on this guy. He has more generic limited articulation. So at the head here, there's just a ball joint, so doesn't look back at all. Looks down quite well. And of course, you can get your swivels and everything from the head. This is actually one of the worst parts on the figure is the head, because you can't, I don't think there's a neck in there. So where the head is, you can't move it forward and back at all. So it's just set right there. And with it not being able to look up anymore, he kind of always has that looking down, which I guess it works kind of because Shredder's like a big uptight dude, but it doesn't work because he's kind of a shorter figure. So, well, you know, you do what you must. You can't really have him looking up at Bebop and Rocksteady, but we move on. At the shoulders here, the pads are on a, I'm guessing just glued in a little bit. Nice and flexible, though, so it's not too bad. They go up. The shoulders are extremely tight, so I'd say probably regular motion, but I'm not going to push it because I don't want to break it. They go all the way around like usual, nice swivel. A little bit of a bicep swivel here. Nothing's frozen on this guy, just some super tight stuff, so I can't really complain. Nice double jointed elbow here, not too bad, works a little bit decent. This armor gets in the way. And another one gripe I have with the figure is you can't rotate these around. Like on the movie Shredder, you can rotate all the pads around like they're all separate pieces, which down here is, but the wrist one is not. Which I think that would help with articulation and changing up the pose. You can get him, you know, slicing with the arm, or even just run into him with a shoulder or something, I don't know. But, you know, nothing you can really complain about. At here at the wrist, nice little swivel and hinge, just the usual. This is a quite tight hand. Nice swivel and hinge. The spikes on the whole entire figure are made of a nice rubbery plastic that moves but doesn't like warp, so you can put a little pressure on them and you're not going to have to worry about much. I'd say, of course, be careful because you don't want to break anything. And then at the waist here, I'm not sure if Shredder has some sort of waist articulation, if this is an overlay or not, but I'm not pushing it all. I'm not going to try and risk it because the last thing I want to do is snap this man clean in half. But what I know he does have, nice little waist rotation. Then coming down here, at the legs, very nicely articulated. There's this cloth belt thing there, but it doesn't really get in the way. Kicks forward quite far, back quite far again. Can't really see it, it's too dark. Back quite far. Then even out to the side super well, which I like what they did here is they went for the, since it's covered up, just go with the ugliest looking articulation, but what works the best. So it looks really bad underneath this thing, but the articulation is so good it's worth it. Like, it does not matter at all. There is a little thigh swivel up there, don't want to forget that. Down to the knees, super good double jointed knee, works pretty much supreme. Let me move the cape out the way so you can see better. There is a rotation at the boot, or I guess the shin cut here. This one down here has a nice little rotation, very smooth. Then at the feet, of course, kicks forward and back very nicely. Got your nice little bit of ankle pivot. And even for the gentleman in the chat, we got the toe joint, which they really, I guess, go back and forth on giving figures the toe joint. It's something like a Metalhead has, not Metalhead, Chrome Dome has it, the regular Foot Soldier has it, and that's like, that's kind of it. I don't know what they're doing with this, but I can't complain because it's just extra articulation. Of course, I wish instead of a toe joint, he would have had like some ab articulation, but again, you can't complain because this is a figure from quite a while ago, I believe, that they have not really re-released and is super expensive. So just keep that in mind if you ever go looking for a Shredder. Now, moving over to his accessories, this is where it gets a little bit cruddy. Well, all he has is some interchangeable hands. So you can see right now, he's got the fists on there, regular old gripping fists. He has these generic just gripping hands. They look pretty good, and my gripe with these is I guess this one, you can't really say it, but with this next one, you can really see it. The underside of the hand, where it's supposed to be the metal clamp where you grab it, it's not painted, so it's just kind of skin tone, and it looks really bad. And I think these hands look super bad. Like, I don't know, maybe it was warping in the packaging, but that just looks disgusting. It looks like this man was in a fire for 3 days straight. It looks like the dude from the beginning of the Black Ops 2 campaign where you gotta break it with the shovel. It looks like this man. And I don't know if that was a like a box error, maybe a packaging error, but these hands are just rough. And that's the problem, is these are the hands I like the most. I'm a big fan of those gesture hands or big old reaching hands, kind of stuff like that. I'm a big fan of those, and having this one be a little messed up, it kind of hurts the figure because he doesn't really come with many accessories, and having the like one he has doesn't really work that well. But if you do, this is the one thing I will say. If you own this Shredder figure, you 100% need to get the Ultimate Foot Soldier, this man right here. Because every single accessory you could possibly ever need is in this box right here. So for all you Neca fans, I'm pretty sure with Holothon, a lot of these troubles afoot and everything, they've been out there a lot more, and they're a lot cheaper than they were. So if you're thinking of getting this Shredder, I'd say you got 100% paired up with an Ultimate Foot Soldier, because then it's pretty much, I'm pretty sure every single accessory you would have gotten if you bought the actual Shredder comes in the Foot Soldier. So we're good. Now, bringing this man over for some comparisons. Standing right in the middle, get it nice and good. So, let me move all these hands out the way. We'll start in with a brand new addition to my collection, which I'm very happy to finally have. Bebop and Rocksteady. Now, these are the iconic trio back together, and it's like I said, the Shredder doesn't exactly fit with the cartoon look, but I think in a case like this, next to these two guys, it really doesn't matter. And yes, I did get these two Bebop and Rocksteady pre-owned. They're in pretty rough shape, I'd say. And I had to use the Turtles in Time Bebop hands. So, on to the next. Let's go. Coming in with a couple of little toidles in here. Got the boy Leo and everyone's favorite Raphael. You can see scales nicely. Again, looks good with the size and everything. Just the shine, it doesn't really exactly match. And I feel like this is kind of the case where it could mix it up. You know, you got Chrome Dome here, who is supposed to be all chromium, and he's not, so it could look a little different. Got the boy Krang on the side. These guys all look great together, and I just wish that the actual cartoon shredder was not like $300, because I would definitely pick one up, because it fits so much better, and it has that look. And this guy kind of sticks out a little bit, but I think it's something you could just like forgive, because it's Shredder, you know. He has all those shiny plates of armor. I still don't even know what you'd call it. And that it kind of fits, and you can kind of get rid of it. But if you're kind of a collectionist and you want everything to be uniform and have that exact same cartoon look, I don't think this is the one to go for, because you could probably find the loose Shredder, the actual cartoon one, for around the price you get this guy brand new. So whatever you'd like to do, you can do with your Shredders. It's very hard to find Shredders, though. That's the big problem, and that's why I got this guy now instead of a regular one. But it's quit the rambling. Quit the rambling. Comparisons, I guess that's it. Final thoughts on this guy. Very, very good figure. For the price, I'd say buy the whole box instead of just the figure alone if you're looking for it. Because you get the t-shirt, you get a Krang hat, let me see, bring the keys over here. You got a cool Bebop and Rocksteady keychain. That's sick. So I'd say if you're looking for a Shredder and you don't have, I guess, the money to invest $90 on one single figure, or you just don't want to, I'd say go and buy the Turtles Stern Pinball box. Actually, never showed the box. Bring it in here last second. I'm actually a really big fan of this box. It's got a lot of cool detail, a lot of nice, I don't know if this art's original or not, but it looks very good. I'm a big fan of it. Decent product shots on the back, and you can see it is one of those just solo one figure boxes. But again, great figure. If you're looking for a Shredder, I definitely recommend this one. If you don't mind having him stand out a little bit more from the display because he's shiny and not cartoony, then that's fine. But if you're looking for that exact direct Shredder, I'd say I'd wait for a re-release, if anything. At some point, they've got to do another Shredder. So I'd say if you're looking for that original, just generic gray Shredder look for the whole display, I'd say wait for a re-release, unless you're willing to go deep and spend like $150 on the Leo versus Shredder, or Lord forgive how much the Shredder and Krang 2-pack is right now. That's despicable. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I'm planning on doing a next review. We still got to finish the sewer searching. I got to do the Leonardo for that. Then I'm thinking I will do Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady, and then after that I'll see where we're going. I don't know.